Good morning. It's day 5 of my game design sketch challenge. So today is Friday, so my goal was to create a game that could be played with 5 or more players. What you're seeing in front of you here is a game I'm calling Archery, which is a game designed for 4 to 8 players. I've got it set up for 6 just for demonstration purposes. So the start of the game, you deal 12 cards into a pile at the center of the table. This is going to be the draw pile. Then deal 5 cards to each player. This is the same no matter how many players you have. At the start of each round, you're going to take 3 cards off the draw pile and deal them face up into the middle of the table. So these are your archery targets, and the cards in your hand are your arrows. And the game is played in rounds, and each round happens simultaneously. So in each round, you're going to choose a card from your hand, and you're going to play it face down on the table in front of you. And I'm just going to play each of these characters randomly. So everyone plays a card face down in front of them, and I'm going to do that. Once everyone has played their card of choice, then everyone flips over at the same time, and then we figure out who came close to the targets and who's going to collect cards. So the way the game is played, you're going to evaluate the targets from highest to lowest. If 2 targets are the same suit, you're going to move the lowest card onto the other one. So if this were the Jack of Diamonds and the 3 of Diamonds, you would move the 3 on top of the Jack, and then the 3 becomes the target, but you would collect both cards together. Anyway, so we're going to evaluate the highest card first and then move our way down. So the Jack of Clubs, we're going to look at everyone that played a club, and then we're going to resolve who actually hit the target closest. So what you're going to do, aces are high, by the way. You're going to look at everyone who played a club, and anyone who played a club over the Jack, so higher value than the Jack, the closest one to the Jack hits the target. So we've got someone who played a king of clubs and someone who played an ace of clubs. Both of these are higher, so they both were close, but the king is closer. So the king hits the target, and they take their own arrow as well as the target and any other arrows that were above the target value. So this player has won 3 cards with that play. We're going to look at the Jack of Hearts. No one played a heart that was higher than the Jack, so everyone has missed that Jack. We're going to resolve that with a high shot after we finish resolving the other ones. The 3 of Diamonds. 2 players played diamonds. Both were higher than the 3, but the 5 is closer than the 8, so the player who played the 5 takes the 3 as well as the 8. Now we have to resolve the Jack of Hearts. So because no one played higher than the Jack, we go to what we called a high shot resolution. So now the highest card that was played of that suit is going to take everything. So the 9 and the 6 are below the Jack, but the 9 is highest, so it's closest to the target. So the player who played the 9 is going to take the Jack and the 6. In the case that someone played a suit that was not a target on the board, you do a high shot resolution just the same as you were. So if someone played a spade because there were no spades played, you would look at the highest spade that was played, and then they would take all the spades that were on the table. So that's the end of the round. You deal out 3 new cards, 3 new targets. So here we've got 2 diamonds. So like I said before, if you have 2 of the same suit, or 3 of the same suit even, you merge them with the lowest card on top. So now there's only 2 targets to shoot at this round, but everyone's going to pick a card and play it. I'm just going to leave these face up. Normally you would play them down, obviously. So everyone picks a card, and let's see, spades. I don't have very good spades, so I might gamble. Well, I'm going to play the 10 of spades and just hope I take it. So everyone flips their cards, and we resolve highest to lowest. So the 10 of diamonds, no one played a diamond that's higher than 10, so we're going to resolve that with highest card in a minute. Spades, we've got a bunch of spades played, a 3, 8, and a 10, and a Jack. The 3 is the closest to the 2 that is higher, so the player who played the 3 is going to take all of the spades. So they just got a bunch of points there. So the diamonds. 2 players played diamonds that were lower than the 10. The 7 is the highest, so the 7 takes the 2, as well as the 2 cards that were stacked in the targets there. and they're going to take those. Because there are 12 cards here, the game plays out in 3 rounds, drawing 3 cards each time. And then once the final cards are taken, everyone should have 1 card left in their hand, and the game ends at that point. I should note, if targets are ever played, say no one played a club against this in this hand, these would be captured, these would be taken by someone. If no one played any club, higher or lower, then the target remains on the board, and on the next round you deal out the 3 targets the same, so now you've got more targets to shoot for. The same rules apply, if you end up with 2 of the same or 3 of the same, you stack them with the lowest on top. At the end of the game, you count how many cards are you've collected. So this player has 5, this player has 7, 3, 3. Record your score, and then start a new game, and then you play until someone reaches a target score, and I'm suggesting 40 is a good place to start, but you can make that higher or lower depending on how long you want the game to last. So this game seems pretty cool. I'm actually kind of excited about the way it plays out. Even just playing it by myself, it's pretty interesting to play, and I think with a bunch of people it could be a lot of fun. The sort of higher or lower dynamic means that there is some simple strategy involved and a lot of sort of bluffing and figuring out what you think other players are going to do and what cards are being played. So yeah, I'm excited to try this with a few other people and see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Next week I will hopefully be back with a new set of games, so I will see you then. Bye.